Hello YouTube, my name is Tyler and I'm going to be showing you this really cool thing that I found on eBay. It's a little ATSC, which is basically the digital over-the-air TV broadcast for the United States. Now, since the digital transition, we haven't had really any kind of portable receivers with the exception of a few to pick up over-the-air free broadcasts. Well, found this thing online for about 30 bucks. And I'm gonna give you a little review about it. It comes with two antennas, and the one I have attached is basically a wire. It picks up very local stations within, I'd say, 20 to 25 miles. And then the other one is a little rod antenna. This one works pretty well. So one of the things you'll notice about this when you put it in your phone and start scanning for channels is it takes a long time to scan for channels depending on how many are in your area. Take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. So hook it up to an external antenna. The little rod antenna works pretty well. Surprisingly, reception on this thing is pretty good. It picks up the same stations in my market that the antenna I have hooked up to my TV. It's a good $40 amplified one. This thing picks up and they're about 50 miles from where I'm at. Now, I mentioned before that most of the stations I pick up are about 40 to 45 miles from where I'm at. These stations, the first few, WJAC and WPSU, they have repeater stations about 5 miles from where I'm at. So that's the reason this little antenna is picking it up. Now, the other stations I can only pick up with the external rod antenna they include. One of the things that's kind of annoying about this is most of the time when I'm watching TV, the words don't go with people's lips, and one way I found around that is just to kind of switch to another channel and switch back. Most of the time it's okay, but sometimes it's, you know, a little out of sync. This thing also records, but the file it records in is not recognized by my phone or computer. It's some weird format, and I usually have to convert it to watch it, but here's a clip of the quality it records.
What about my size?
You can be a bowling trophy model.
And they'll give you a second one on them. What are you doing? Go switch to Sprint.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, but I'd better go to Sprint.
Wait.
Two iPhones! Love you!
Get Sprint Unlimited, and now get iPhone 7 on us.
Summer's #1 show, America's Got Talent, premieres Tuesday.
Now, the thing about this is there are two models of this little tiny card thing, and there's no real way to tell the difference except asking the seller. So one of them uses the Pad TV app, which this is the one I have, uses the Pad TV app. It's worked on my Galaxy S3, my Galaxy S5, and then some other like cheap phone that my dad has. The other model that uses the ATSC app, that didn't work on my S5. It worked on my S3, but not my S5. So I would recommend asking the seller, if you buy it on eBay or Amazon, what app does it use? Does it use the Pad TV app, which I've included a link in the description, or does it use the ATSC app? Because one of them is probably more likely to use, and it's strictly your phone. A lot of carriers disable the USB to go on the phone. Others, for some reason, one way or another, it doesn't work. But I can verify this model works on the S3 and the S5. In all, this is a pretty good gadget to have for your smartphone, mainly Android. It doesn't work on iPhone. It's great for camping. It's great for catching up on local news when you're sitting on your ass and don't feel like getting the remote for your TV. It's good for catching up, you know, with your favorite shows on the go. I don't know if I said camping already. It's good for camping. It's good for just to have. I mean, it's 30 bucks. It gets you free over-the-air TV. You can record it. It's crystal clear HD. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment. I'm American, so if you email these Chinese sellers, you're not going to get any response. You're probably not going to get English. But I can tell you spot on some issues I may have had with it, from installing it on a different phone and not working, or maybe the app was out of date. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask, and subscribe if you can as well.